6 p.m. Assalamu alaikum. This is Radio Pakistan. The news read by Daman Zaman. The headlines. The fourth anniversary of the Martyrs of Terrorist attack on the Army Public School in Peshawar is being observed today. The Prime Minister says the government is committed to fully implement the National Action Plan to get rid of all forms of terrorism, violence and hatred. The Army Chief has confirmed death sentence to 15 hardcore terrorists. The Foreign Minister has urged the international community to intervene and stop the ongoing killing spree of innocent Kashmiris by the Indian forces in occupied Kashmir. Pakistan has been elected as the Vice President of the Conference of Parties to the United Nations Convention on Climate Change. In Afghanistan, 8 Taliban have been killed in 2 separate incidents in Zabul and Faryab provinces. And now the news in detail. The fourth anniversary of the Martyrs of the Terrorist attack on the Army Public School in Peshawar is being observed today. In this connection, a ceremony was held at the Warsak Road in Peshawar today to pay tributes to the martyrs and ghazis of the Army Public School and College. The ceremony started with special prayers for the Shohada, followed by national anthem. A smartly turned out contingent of the Pakistan Army presented the Guard of Honor. The Governor Khyber Pakhtunkhwa Shah Farman laid a floral wreath at the martyrs' monument and offered Fatiha for the departed souls. Later, he joined the families of the Shohada and a large gathering of locals and school children for Quran Khwani within the school premises. The governor on the occasion said the entire nation stands shoulder to shoulder with the bereaved families. The President, Dr. Arif Alvi, and the Prime Minister, Imran Khan, have said the nation acknowledges the sacrifices of all the security forces, including the Pakistan Army, for fighting successfully against the menace of terrorism. In their separate messages on the fourth anniversary of the Army Public School Peshawar tragedy being observed today, they said the sacrifice of innocent students and teachers awakened and unified the whole nation. In a tweet on the occasion, Prime Minister Imran Khan said the government is committed to fully implement the National Action Plan to get rid of all forms of terrorism, violence and hatred. He prayed for the survivors and the families of the victims of the incident. The Chief of the Army Staff, General Qamar Javed Bajwa, says we are united and steadfast to carry forward Pakistan to its rightful destination of peace and prosperity. This was stated in a tweet by the Director General, Inter-Services Public Relations, Major General Asif Ghafoor. Remembering and praying for the Army Public School martyrs, the Army Chief offered salute to the brave parents. He said the nation has bravely faced challenges at a heavy cost to come out successful. The Chief of the Army Staff, General Qamar Javed Bajwa, has confirmed death sentence to 15 hardcore terrorists. The terrorists were involved in heinous offenses relating to terrorism, attacking the armed forces and law enforcement agencies, abetting suicide bombers in an attack on the Christian colony near Peshawar, destruction of educational institutions, and killing of innocent civilians. The federal government has sent cases of 717 accused terrorists to the military courts since their establishment. According to ISPR, of these cases, 546 have been finalized by the military courts. Out of the finalized cases, 310 terrorists were awarded death penalty, while 234 were awarded rigorous imprisonment of varied duration, ranging from life to a minimum of 5 years. 2 accused were also acquitted. Out of 310 sentenced to death, 56 terrorists have been executed after completion of legal process beyond the military court's decisions. 14 suspects, including proclaimed offenders, were arrested during search operations in different areas of Peshawar today. Arms and ammunition were also recovered from them. This is Radio Pakistan. Prime Minister Imran Khan has urged the people to use Prime Minister's complaint portal to get immediate response and effective resolution of their issues. In a tweet, he said 172,000 complaints have been received in the last 47 days, of which 59,000 were resolved, while the rest are under processing. The Prime Minister said 29,000 people gave feedback, with 57% expressing 100% satisfaction over the initiative. Imran Khan said he wants everyone to use this portal so that the government can improve its delivery to the people. The Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi has urged the international community to intervene and stop the ongoing killing spree of innocent Kashmiris by the Indian forces in occupied Kashmir. Talking to the media in Islamabad today, he said barbarism being perpetrated by the Indian forces in occupied Kashmir is touching new heights. He said in yesterday's incident, about 14 innocent Kashmiris were martyred and 300 others injured. Shah Mahmood Qureshi said about 500 innocent Kashmiris were killed during the current year alone. To a question, the foreign minister said India is very cleverly using provisions of anti-terrorism laws against peaceful protests of innocent Kashmiris, which is regrettable. To another question, he said Pakistan supports the restoration of peace in Afghanistan through an intra-Afghan dialogue process. He said peace in Afghanistan is in the best interest of Pakistan as well. The Azad Jammu and Kashmir President Sardar Masood Khan has strongly condemned the ruthless killing of innocent people by the Indian forces in occupied Kashmir. In a statement in Muzaffarabad today, he appealed to the United Nations to intervene and establish a commission of inquiry in the light of the recommendations by UNHCR to halt the Indian state-sponsored terrorism. In occupied Kashmir, a complete shutdown was observed for the second consecutive day to mourn the killings of 11 Kashmiris by the Indian troops. The shutdown is part of the 3-day shutdown call given by the Joint Resistance Leadership against the fresh killings. The Indian authorities suspended mobile, internet and train services in the territory. Pakistan has been elected as the Vice President and Rapporteur of the Conference of Parties to the United Nations Convention on Climate Change and member of 5 other climate change bodies. The election was held at the 24th Conference of Parties to United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change in Poland. Pakistan was one of the 2 countries elected to this position from the Asia-Pacific group. The other bodies in which Pakistan secured seats include the Executive Board of Clean Development Mechanism, Standing Committee on Finance, Adaptation Committee, Consultative Group of Experts and Technology Executive Committee. Prime Minister's advisor on climate change, Malik Amin Aslam, led the Pakistan delegation at the conference. The 24th Conference of Parties to the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change in the Polish city of Katowice have agreed to implement guidelines of the landmark 2015 Paris Agreement on climate change to help curb global warming. The president of the 24th Conference and State Secretary of Poland's Ministry of Energy said the adopted guidelines package is designed to encourage greater climate action, ambition, and benefit people from all walks of life, especially the most vulnerable. In Afghanistan, 8 Taliban have been killed in 2 separate incidents in Zabul and Faryab provinces. In a statement, the army said 3 Taliban were killed when government forces in an operation targeted their outfit in Kasser district of northern Faryab province today. 5 Taliban were also injured during the attack. Similarly, 5 Taliban have been killed in a premature blast in restive southern province of Zabul. According to Provincial Police Chief of Zabul, the killed Taliban were trying to plant an improvised explosive device along a road on the outskirts of Kalat city, which detonated. And now news about sports. The final of the Men's Hockey World Cup tournament is being played between the Netherlands and Belgium in the Indian city of Bhubaneswar this evening. Meanwhile, in the match for the 3rd and 4th positions today, Australia defeated England 8-1 to pick up the bronze medal. And finally, the weather. Mainly cold and dry weather is expected in most parts of the country, while very cold weather is expected in the upper parts of the country during the next 12 hours. Dense, shallow, foggy conditions are likely to prevail in few central and southern parts of the Punjab. And that is the end of this news bulletin. For more news and analyses, log on to our website, radio.gov.pk, and you can also watch live video streaming of our bulletins on the link facebook.com/Radio Pakistan News Official.